Hello, hello, hello. It's Hump Day Happy Hour. It's Wednesday. We made it this far and we got the rest of the week after this show right here. So, thank you, guys, on the panel for joining me today. And we want to welcome Theresa because it's her first time on
My
Hump Day
first
Happy Hour.
time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome, Thresa.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
we appreciate it so much. Of course, I have my co-host Terry. Hey girl, hey.
Hey, in the bed.
And I know. Look, you should have gave us all a heads up. We'd
live,
all
live
been in the
from my
bed.
studio.
Yeah.
Look,
Look,
live from
we'd have
my
all
studio in the bed.
right, but we'd have all got in the bed.
I hope your
Now
husband
that
is
sounds
bringing you
like
drinks on a tray.
look,
And we could have just had a
look,
little
and now
pajama party.
and see that sounds like another YouTube we need to do. A
Yeah.
PJ
Okay.
Pajama
party of some
party.
type,
I
And
and
oh
we'll
we're
have
in
a
the bed.
contest.
you know what? I
A
think we should
contest
do that.
I
for the
think
best
we're gonna do
PJs.
that. There you go.
Yes, we're going to do that. We are going to do that. And I want to definitely welcome Penny back because we love having Penny here with us. Penny has her drink of the day, watermelon slushy, something, something.
Look, it's almost gone too.
Oh, it's well,
I'm gonna
she
be
did
really
have it.
silly here.
She
I
did
just
have
thought
it.
it was
See,
obligatory to have a cocktail when you're on this show. So
exactly. Yes, I just forgot that I had some in there because I never have any. So I forgot. But um, see, who is our sponsor today?
Um, Look, I'm gonna be bold today. Y'all don't talk about me, don't judge.
Oh,
Franzia Chillable Red. Yes, I'm breaking out the box.
Oh.
well, girl, back in the day, I was a box girl too.
I think we
I
all
just
were at
have a
one point.
yeah.
If you're gonna go box, Franzia, they're the best box. Hands down. They've never disappointed me.
You are correct about that. I actually did really love that. I always got the white. Hey, Regina. I always got the
hmm
white because I'm not a big red wine drinker, except for this
Their
one
red
particular brand.
is easy. Other than the Snoop Dogg red, that Snoop, ooh honey, that Snoop red. This one here, this is not that it's not
Hey,
that dry.
Libby.
And it's not, it's not that strong. So
So you have to
Well,
drink the whole box.
I have,
no,
yes.
I won't be. I won't be. I
I
haven't been
have.
drinking,
Ooh,
so
this
I
is
only drink when
scary.
I come on here, to have my
Just
little.
like you,
Oh,
Terry.
No,
Water,
I'm cutting
water.
calories. Y'all know that I'm working through some things. So one of the, I'd rather drink my calories, but right now I can't do that.
yeah.
So I just save it for special days, like when I come to happy hour on happy hour on Brunch with Diva. You know what I mean?
Make sure you're
You
drinking
know,
your good
well,
water.
So you working
she's
on?
one of she's
So you
one of
working
the
on a?
same.
Yeah, see, working on a special diet plan. See.
But no, I'm trying to get myself prepared for this knee surgery. So I have to
Yeah,
do
that
away
makes
with the
sense.
sugars and,
That's
certain
a good
things that I
point.
drink are very high in sugar. So,
That
and
makes
Okay.
sense.
I've never been like a substitute. Like I don't do sugar substitute. I'll just cut out whatever I'm told to cut out. So,
Which is good.
I can drink my coffee
That's a
without
good
sugar
thing.
now. I'm still drinking it with cream, but and not sweetened, just regular half and half, and no sugar. So,
Let me just tell y'all, I for the last well, probably all of August, actually, I said I'm cutting out once I got rid of all my creamers like the caramel macchiato and the this and the that auto. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna strictly do half and half, do my sugar-free vanilla flavoring, and I've been doing really well, oh, y'all. I
Good for
ran
you,
out of
Rhonda.
in my this is for my morning coffee now, mind you. And I was like, oh my God, well, y'all, I just had to go back to my coffee mate. But it's definitely sugar free. It's zero sugar in it and things like that. But I just need the taste.
You can
Yeah.
But
have the
the
I can understand
sweetener
that.
is worse than the sugar.
Yeah.
So
Coffee
get some
without
organic sugar and just
Well, I like the flavoring because it's the same flavoring that Starbucks uses.
right, right.
But it's just sugar free and you can just buy it in the store.
right, but
Um,
that artificial sweetener is worse for you, is worse than sugar. People
I
think
know.
that
And the thing
going with
that, yeah,
artificial
I mean, you're
sweetener is
right.
good. It's
You're
not.
right. Because
Yeah.
I told at least a couple of y'all one time that I almost OD'd on stevia.
Oof.
Okay.
I
I'm sorry. So,
Well, Stevie is better than Splenda.
let me
Wow.
tell you that I call myself, not using any type of sugar. So I bought some stevia and I would use it, like a couple in my coffee in the morning. Well, I don't know what happened after 2 days. I had the worst headache. I just felt awful.
It was high.
My body was just like, oh my God, what are you doing to me? Is she crazy? I mean, my body was like, what is going on? I
You're
could
going
not
through withdrawal.
I could not figure it.
Rhonda.
I could,
Wow.
but I couldn't figure it out. So that after on the third day, I said, okay, drink my coffee as you. Oh, I couldn't even finish the coffee because my head hurt so bad. And I was like, what is going on? I said, you know what? I'm just gonna lay off coffee. So for 2 days, I didn't have coffee. And come the
well,
third
now
day,
that had to be a disaster. That had to
That
be a
would
Right,
have given
disaster
me
right
a
right,
there.
headache.
right. It didn't want to be
y'all,
around you at that time. Right.
y'all should have felt sorry for the people in my house.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered. I couldn't have coffee. My head is hurting. I was just going through all this drama. But you know what? My headache stopped. So I was like, what is going on? And so I'm stupid me. I'm one of those show me people. I go back and drink the coffee again with the stevia.
Wow.
Headache, just like that. I said, it's the stevia. And I cut it out because I'm telling you, my body felt like it was like somebody was just ripping it apart. My head hurt so bad. I can't do the stevia, honey. Mm-mm.
Yeah, everybody's a little different. I can do it. I have that in my coffee in the morning, but what would have given me the withdrawals and headaches would be not drinking coffee. Let me tell you, I've tried that before. That was not fun.
Well, I can always tell if I one weekend I said, I don't know if I want coffee this morning. Maybe I want something else. And I got busy doing something or into a movie or something. And by noon, my head was like, "Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun." And I was like, what is going on? And my daughter called and I was like, oh my God. I was like, this headache is killing me. She was like, why you got a headache? I said, I don't know. And we were just talking along, and I was like, yeah, I didn't even feel like getting up fixing coffee this morning. She's like, oh, that's why your head is hurting.
Yeah,
I was like,
you was having serious withdrawals.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
was I having coffee withdrawal?
Yes, she was. And Rhonda, I want
It's
to
a
tell
real
you,
thing.
Yep.
because of the surgery that you had, you're only supposed to do 45 grams of sugar per day. So if you did more than 45 grams of sugar, then your body it started to tell your body was telling off that you had too much sugar and it was trying to produce and you was rejecting it. So that's why
Well,
you had
I need my body to mind its business
yeah.
because
Yeah.
Body,
Yeah.
cut it
That's what
out.
happened.
Cut it out, body. I got this.
Yeah.
I mean, why are you all up in my business? But but you're probably right. I'm telling you, I didn't even realize. I didn't even think about coffee withdrawal. Never
Mhm.
thought about it. So,
Mhm.
Lord, when I decide to really stop,
Mm.
I'm just gonna call one of y'all.
Well, I do a cup a day. I went from 12 cups of coffee a day down to 1 cup of coffee a
12.
day. I used to drink coffee
12.
all
Oh,
day,
Wow.
all day,
girl.
all day. Yeah,
Theresa
all
was
day
like
long,
this.
all day long. It was a repeat, all day long, every day. So
I can't even
Oh
I
my.
cannot even
imagine.
drink but one
Wow.
cup of
one,
coffee, hot coffee a day. I can have one hot coffee a day. I can have one iced coffee. I can't do anything after that.
yeah.
Mm.
The
I
rest of the
can't
time,
imagine 12, and I can drink coffee, but
I'm hyper anyway, but I needed it just to, work or either be in good company with anybody. I had to have the coffee. I needed the caffeine. I needed it. So
girl.
when I damaged my body, it's what I did, and I had to cut down. And that was the hardest thing to do is, stop drinking that coffee. And so
I
I
bet.
started to cut down from, each cup, 1 cup a day, until finally I got down to that 1 cup. And that's all I do is 1 cup. So I buy those little individual packages at the store. So when I run my water, all I do is put that one package. I am done. I don't go back. I don't have to fix any more coffee. Done.
Well, let me just say that I can't even imagine. But I do really know people who drink coffee like that all day long. One
mm,
of my good friends drinks it like that all day long. She
Yeah.
starts in the morning, she goes all
Yep.
throughout the day. At nighttime, she has to have
Yep.
decaf. I was just like, oh my God, I can't. One cup of coffee for me is fine. And especially since I started drinking that coffee that C drinks. What is it, C?
the Cafe Bustelo.
The
Oh.
Cafe
I,
Bustelo.
I did. I want to try that.
Bustelo.
You talking about Java Twist? Y'all talking
No,
about Java
Cafe
Uh-uh.
Twist?
Bustelo. It's an actual Cafe Bustelo.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an
oh, okay.
actual
Yeah.
I'll try that one
coffee.
now.
And
It's a Spanish coffee. It's good.
let me tell you, Monday
Oh, that's a
mornings, that is
strong.
the coffee I have. Monday
Hmm.
morning, I reach for that pod and put it in.
It
Um,
gets you right.
yeah. One day I thought it had me too right. I was like, I need to calm myself down because I was
Yeah,
just
the
going and
Spanish
going and
coffee is
going.
strong. Yeah, Spanish
Yeah, but it
coffee is
was,
strong.
but it's very good. I really do like it. I was glad I
Hmm.
found it. I had been wanting to try it, and I would always forget. But seeing I had a conversation, I was like, you know what? Let me look for this right now.
If we ever get together face to face, I'm gonna make it for you the proper Spanish way.
Oh,
Ooh, it's
excuse
good.
me. I guess I'm making it the hood rat way.
No, I don't make it the proper Spanish way. Heck,
Did you wait
I'm
a
using
minute, Rhonda?
instant.
Did you say hood rat
She
way?
said the hood way.
He said the
No, you
hood
have
rat.
to the real way is to have it on the stove, cook it
Oh
with
yes, percolating.
Okay, you
the
doing it? Oh, okay, yeah,
evaporated milk or whatnot, and
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yes, yes,
Wow.
yes.
it's a
yeah.
whole
Now
process.
I will tell you, I've had coffee like that. I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember the name of it, but I've had that coffee like that with the
With
what
the
you said.
filter.
And
Hmm.
someone made me some of that years ago. Girl, talk about
Yeah,
I was just all over the place. That was a
yeah, it's
good thing
good.
because we were
I
going
think we
shopping
should
that
name some
day.
coffee hood rat. I think we should name some coffee hood rat coffee. Did you get hood rat
I
coffee
said
today?
I I
I need
said I
that
was
hood rat.
making it the hood
Good
rat
rat.
coffee whack.
Okay, Rhonda.
Oh
See,
my
I had to
But you
explain
god.
to
know,
everybody what that is.
Yes, you just named
isn't
You
you
need
that
to
just
do a
named
similar?
two
TikTok on
coffee,
that one.
Rhonda.
Isn't that similar to a pour over?
Well, the pour over and
Yeah,
whatever,
that's true.
the filter.
Mm-hmm.
That's so that's not the method of preparation. That
Right.
just is the filter that you pour through. But the Spanish coffee, you put it in a pot. You put your coffee in the pot with
Right.
water and you boil it, and then you put the cream in, the condensed milk,
Milk.
and
Oh my
then
God.
you pour all of that through. Actually, no, you do the coffee first, then you put it through the filter, then you put that back in the pot and put the milk, and cook that some more. So it's really, really rich.
Yeah,
It's
it is
good.
very
The
rich.
Spanish
Yeah.
coffee that I know about has liquor in it, and you like light it on fire and it poofs, and then you put some
Oh,
whipped
where you
cream
got
on it, and you
that at?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
well, I
had some
need to
like
that's
that
have
when I was
that.
on
Oh,
the
I need
cruise.
that.
liquor,
When I was
that
on the
is the
cruise, I
Spanish
liquor,
got
coffee.
liquor,
some. Yeah,
liquor.
It
Where
You
we
need to
go?
does.
get
It
Where,
has
where we
liquor.
gonna get that?
it's got
yeah,
Kahlua and
Oh, Kahlua.
151
yeah.
and
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. Anyway, that sounds a lot more fun than yours, but that's okay. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Keisha says
Yeah.
her mother
Or
uses a
something.
filter, hot water, and a cup of
Yeah,
very old
Dominican. Yeah.
Dominican. Hmm.
Yes, yes.
Well, let me tell you, I had some of that, and I will tell you, it's very rich. So if your stomach is sensitive, you can't just run out anywhere. You need to kind of
Right.
wait a minute. You kind of wait.
Wait a
And
Hold your
minute.
horses.
yeah, kind of gotta wait and let that go ahead and do what it's gonna do.
You don't have a
And for
gallbladder. Hold on.
yes, you can't just
No
have
processing
that and run
steps.
out the door because
Mm-mm.
thank
It is
God,
rich. Yeah.
it took us a while to sit there. We sat, at her house a while and chit chatted and all that. And I was like, okay, well, office time. That's what I call it. Office time.
Coffee is coffee is good for you, and
Uh,
it's a good stimulator if you
that
know
is
how to
funny.
drink it or fix it right. Yeah, but if just drink it like I was just drinking it and drinking it because I needed it. I needed to just be in the fast lane. I
Right.
needed to be moving all the time, so my body got used
Oh,
to it.
Keisha.
Yeah, my body got used to
The
it.
Keisha
food will
about
be
to be tripping.
percolating.
It's time for the percolator. It's time for the
Well,
percolator.
that's so. Let me just say that's so true, honey, because coffee does me like
Bubble
that
up,
on the
bubble up,
regular,
bubble up,
and
bubble up,
so
bubble up.
you
Huh?
know. And my daughter talks about, she, God, you stay in the bathroom more than anybody I know. I was like, mind your business.
Yeah.
Don't mind grown folks' business.
Okay.
So today I want to ask this question because sometimes, it's nice to share fun stories or, really great stories. So name the kindest thing that someone has done for you. It could be a stranger or it could be someone you know. So let's start with Penny.
Oh, sure.
She said, "Oh,
Um,
sure." I was
okay.
gonna start with Terry, but I'm gonna give her a break today.
You're going to give her a break. Okay.
Yes.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. All right. Um,
But I think,
well, people have been kind all along my life, but one of the things I remember most is a friend of mine. Um, let's see, this was back in 2000, maybe 2012. I don't remember, something like that. And so at least 10 years ago. And I had lost my job, and I had, well, I quit my job. Let's put it that way. And because I quit, I didn't get unemployment. But there was a whole business between me quitting and a good old boys club type of a thing. But I won't go into that. So anyway, I did not get unemployment, so I needed to sell my condo that I was in, and I ended up becoming a apartment manager. But I still I had to find some way to have an income, pay the bills, that type of thing. And I was doing it, I was making it, but there was no room for extra. And I remember a friend of mine came over, Debbie, and to see where I was living and how I had, done things up and everything. And so she was asking, so how are you doing really? And I almost burst into tears. When you're at that point, you're just trying to
Yeah.
put your face on and all that kind of stuff. And I said, I don't even have money to buy new underwear and I need new underwear. And she looked at me right then and she took her checkbook out and she wrote me a check for $500. And she said, I don't want this paid back. And she said, just pay it forward. And I just remember that it's like, oh my God. And I have paid it forward. And to this day, I always remind her of that and say what a kind thing that was to do. And especially at the time that it came, it was really amazing. I think we all get to that point at some point in our lives. And somebody just says, you know what, I'm going to help you out. I don't want to pay it back. And I want you to go do what you do. And, I took that to heart and I really, made something out of that. And I shortly after that got a job back up in the Seattle area and moved back up there and kind of started over. And that she was the impetus to help do that. So that was probably the one of the kindest things. I've been blessed to have many kind things happen to me, but that was one that I thought of right off the top.
Oh, that was so
Ah,
sweet.
Yeah.
real
that's
sweet.
super kind. Super
Yes, I
kind.
love it. I love it. What about you, Teresa?
Well, about a couple of years ago, my husband was in a truck accident. He was in a rollover, and he was spared his life. So he was off from work for like I think like maybe 3 or 4 months. So we had, of course, Poshmark kept the household going because he was without income. And then my dad called up one day. He says, "Hey guys, why don't y'all come over for? I have something I want to give to you." We're like, "Okay." So we went over to my mom, my dad's house. So my dad he stuck his hand in his pocket and he came out. He goes, "This is all I have, but I hope it helps." I was like, "Oh wow!" So it was $50, but still, it was something that he
Yeah.
gave.
Oh,
Just the thought that's count because it was all that he had. So
Yeah.
that's actually really sweet, Teresa. Oh my
Well,
gosh. That's very sweet.
see, we're all going to be over here crying.
I know. I'm
Oh
like,
Lord,
Yeah, but when you think about that, that is really sweet because
that
that's
is
that's
very
all he had to
sweet.
give, and he gave it to you. Oh my
yeah.
goodness, how
yeah, and
Hmm.
beautiful.
and that blessed us because we were down to like $500. We had exhausted our whole savings account, and we had $500 left, and that five could only really, pay light bill, water bill, a little bit of bills around here. But that 50 that my dad gave us blessed us because we came home and my husband's phone was just ringing off the hook. He goes, "I don't know if I should take this call or not." So he took the call, and he had 5 offers of jobs. And
Oh,
he just had to
that's
pick.
Wow,
amazing.
God is
He just
good.
he just had to pick one, which one he wanted. But that blessed us because we could have lost everything we had, but we were blessed to maintain, financially and get back on our feet and pick up where we left off at. And we didn't miss a beat, but it was just like what my dad did. Nobody ever called to say y'all need anything or can we help, but that one phone call came from him. And that's why I
That was
love him
so
so
nice.
because he's always thinking of others. My dad is 84 years old, and
Mm.
it was 6 of us in the family, and he always picked me out of the family to say, "I want to teach you this, I want to teach you that, I want you to be strong. I can work on a car," because he always said, "Come help me, change the oil and do all this." But I believe while he was doing that, as I was growing up, he was planting seeds. I always have
Mhm.
faith and believe that it's going to happen, it's going to come. You just stand still, you just be strong. And I take that to the heart because every time I do something, I always remember my dad. "Oh, paint the house." My dad used to make us paint the house. So we did a lot of things that taught us how to be women and be grown women and not have to really depend on a lot of people to do things for us. Just go out and do it for yourself. But I always laugh at him now. And I said, "Dad, you taught us a lot of things, but you were really mad. You was always whipping us when we did something crazy. We felt like it wasn't crazy, but to him, he always wanted to have just these perfect kids. But he taught us a lot, and I appreciate him for that. So now that he's in his later years, I enjoy just being around him, just talking with him because he only
Mhm.
talks about the things that happened in the 50s and the 60s. He can't relate to what's going on like right now, and
Hmm.
Yeah.
and we can understand that, but just the things that he can talk about, he can continue to pour into us. So that's something that what he did for me, I can do and give to my grandkids, because
Hmm.
that's something you always take and plant seeds somewhere else. So I really do appreciate him for that. So that was the kindest
Oh, that's a
thing.
Great.
beautiful story, a memory,
Mhm.
Thank you.
Teresa. Oh,
It is
okay. See,
definitely. I
bring it.
totally
Come on
agree.
with it.
I now got tears now. I'm glad I
I
said
know.
that,
It's
Pastor
like,
Carol, because
okay.
That's all right. For a good for a good memory though. For a good
yeah,
memory. All
yeah.
right. See, come on, girl.
Okay. And I have never talked about this before,
Uh
but
oh.
I've had situations like Teresa where people have blessed me with money but when I left my husband, um, I was invited by my cousin to come and live with him in North Carolina. Come on down here, cuz I got you. I got a 2 bedroom. We gonna do this. Okay, wasn't even looking for a place to go to. But so I go down there. I remember taking a cab from the airport to my aunt's house because when I got there, and my aunt is his mother, when I got there, he already knew what flight I was coming in. Anyway, long story short, I'm at my aunt's house. He didn't answer the phone. He didn't respond to his mother. He left me stranded at my aunt's house for an entire week. And I have always said
Wow.
that my friends have always been my family. I've never had the luxury of, oh, well, let me call my brother. He gonna take care of this. Or let me call my sister. I've never had that luxury. Not complaining, but I've never had that. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, this man left me stranded, and I was calling a friend of mine who's been a dear friend of mine for years, just to vent. She lives in Atlanta, just to vent. And because I had to leave my aunt's house. My aunt is an not assisted living, but she was she's retired, older lady in her 80s. I couldn't work because I needed internet. She didn't have internet.
Mhm.
So and then what was even more hurtful was I had a handful of other cousins right there that were very well to do that knew this situation. Nobody as much as said, well, come on over to my house so you can work. Forget about staying somewhere. Just let me work. Just let me make money. Nobody volunteered nothing. So anyway, called my girlfriend, and I'm on the phone. I'm upset because I'm like, I can't believe that I came all the way down here. So anyway, she in not even 10 minutes, she didn't even let me cry for 10 minutes. She's like, get on the plane. I said, what? She said, get on the plane. Do you need plane money? Just come on down here. And my ex-husband works for an airline, so I was flying. When I tell you I was homeless on an airplane, I was flying from one end of the country
Wow.
to the other for like at least 6 months. So I went down there, and her husband put me up. I had my own room, my own bathroom, and I think I stayed with them. I want to think that I stayed with them for at least 3 or 4 months until I got my own place. And when we talked about it years later, because I helped them out with some financial things years later, and was able to, give them money that I wasn't looking back for, but she wanted to pay me back. And I reminded her of that. And I said, the one thing that this couple gave me was security. I felt secure. When I finally slept at their house that night, I hadn't slept
Yeah.
that good in a long, long
Oh my
time
God.
because
Yes.
I knew that I was safe, and I never realized that I needed that safety. I just needed to feel safe. I didn't have to worry about looking over my back. I didn't have to worry about somebody coming to get me. It was just safety, and that's what and of course, she never felt that. Like, she never knew that I was feeling this way because, again, I've always been strong. I've always had to take care of myself. I've been on my own since I was 18. So, this is just another thing. But I never realized how fragile I was at this time period. I never realized that. And again, what they gave me was better than any amount of money that anybody could have ever given me, because again, I knew that everything was going to be fine. And it was. It turned out okay, but yeah, I'm
Aw.
saying I'm done
Wow.
speaking.
Okay, girl. But look, let me just say, um, blessings come in
Wow.
from all different directions.
Yes.
And sometimes it's the ones that you don't even expect
Mhm.
that are there for you. And Regina asked, do
Oh,
you
hang
still
on one
talk to?
second. Let me address that.
Oh,
Not
okay.
only have I not spoken to this sorry excuse for a human being, years later, a few years ago, his sister, one of my dear cousins, died. This man didn't even have the audacity to speak to me at this girl's funeral. And I wanted to say so bad, ain't nobody pressing your time behind. You know, because I'm not a grudge person. I've never been able to hold a grudge. I'm over that. That was already years ago. You can barely speak at your sister's funeral. You think that I'm going to come to this woman's funeral and start beef with you?
Wow.
Please, you're not that important. No, you're not important. So no, Regina, I've never spoken to him again. So, but I don't have run-ins or anything. I don't see him. So, and if I did, I would, be like, hey, how you doing? Because I'm gonna kill you with kindness. I'm not gonna give you no attitude because that's what you're expecting. Because you know that you did wrong. You want to be able to come back and say, I gave you an attitude. I'm gonna hug you. I'm gonna kiss you. I'm gonna be like, you want something to eat? You need a plate? Oh no, that's just a special seasoning. Don't worry about that.
Somehow I've envisioned the help in my mind. The help.
She said special seasoning.
That's a special season.
And Libby says, what a beautiful friend. I'm sure you are a blessing to them in so many ways as well.
We have. I mean, and we're still I've been friends with this woman. I met her in 95. And we're still friends. We're still tight. If I need anything, I know I can call them and, whatever. Her husband is a dear man, They're just a solid, they're solid friends. And I'm fortunate that I have I have good friends like that. I don't have a whole lot of friends. I mean, I know that I'm very social, but I don't have a whole lot of people that I call friends. And, but of the ones that I do, they're like that. They're like that. If you need something and they got it, the both of them will give you the shirt off of their bag. If that's what you need this shirt, you got it. And they're not looking for anything back. I mean, this woman, they didn't charge me a dime. They fed me. They, let me have internet. And I think at the time I didn't, because the van that I was driving was still here in Jersey. My son had it. So I didn't have a vehicle. If I needed to take their car, I could take their car. I mean, it was just, they really, and I didn't realize again at the time how much they helped me to be able to move forward, because I didn't know the depression at that time that I was under, the mental anguish, and that wasn't even before the divorce started.
Well, you know what? I'm telling you, that was a huge blessing. See,
yeah,
friends are better than blood sometimes.
Yes, they are, honey. I'm a fan of that because, like I said, I don't have, I never grew up with grandparents. I'm always not envious, but when I hear people talk about their family, I never had that. I never had that. I've had all of my grandparents, except for my maternal grandfather, who I only met twice, almost like in passing. I've never met any. They've all been deceased before I was born. I never met any of them. I don't have, I don't know what those type of relationships are. I'm my mom's only child. My father got quite a few, but I didn't have real relationships with my siblings. So it's like, I never had that. Again, my family, my friends, even all these cousins that I'm just talking about, they lived in other states. So I didn't grow up with any of them. Then I came from a whole nother country. So there was that whole thing because I wasn't even like them. And it was just different. It was just different. So when I hear people talk about their relationships with their family and this, that, the other, I'm a little envious because I don't know what any of that is like. I've never experienced all that. However, I have and continue to experience good friendships. So,
Hallelujah for that.
You guys, you're all my boobs.
Oh.
Okay, overclocked.
Oh my God. Terry, what about you?
Well, we're gonna have to bring some laughter in, ladies.
Okay, follow that, right? Follow that.
Here you go, see.
But Yeah.
See, that's hugs.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I love
Yes.
you seeing Theresa. I tell you, and I can relate to a lot of what Penny was saying. I've had a lot of people be really nice to me, family members and friends, and some people that I guess coworkers, which is strange. But I had this coworker that I worked with, and I think it's the fact because I always helped her out. I was a trainer for a retail site, and she had like issues with customers. She was a manager of a store, and I was like the only person that could seem to help her when customers came to her, when they asked for a manager. And she would contact me off site, and I would always be willing to help her. But anyway, to make a long story short, she had this big beach house, and for some reason could not stay. And said, "Do you and your husband and son, y'all are welcome to stay at this beach house." Gave me the keys and everything to stay at this beach house, that she had rented. It was like expensive, like on the waterfront and everything. And I was like, we were like, wow. And it was just really enjoyable because Sebastian was like little at the time, and he was so funny because he just went in there. He was like all over that place like it was his house or something. It was hilarious. I still picture him just going all over the place in that house. And he had picked his room, which is so funny because normally he likes to hang out with us, but for some reason he gets to this place and picks his room in a totally different floor because I think it had like 4 floors. It was crazy.
Whoa.
But
Wow.
yeah, it was a huge beach house. It was just the three of us in there. So but I remember that, and I just thought that was really sweet because to give us, I just thought it was a really nice, grand gesture, truthfully,
Mhm.
because it wasn't cheap, and we did enjoy our time there, and we still remember it fondly. So that was the one
That's
I'm gonna go
nice.
with.
It was.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought it was really,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So we
Oh,
gotta tell a
You're
joke now. No,
muted,
oh, it's your go,
Teresa.
So,
Rhonda.
Rhonda, you're up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Rhonda's your go.
well, mine is kind of twofold in a way. Like some years ago, back in the day, that could mean today, yesterday, never mind. But yeah, actually, it was back in the day. Back in the day,
Back in the day
I was
for
Back
real.
in the
back in the
day.
day for real, and I was oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think I was just struggling. I was just going through some things or whatever. I was. It was just a tough time. I'll say that it was a tough time. And one of my friends, who is actually one of my good friends today. Now, mind you, I was the only child. I mean, I would always have had people in my life, outside of my parents who were, and a lot of relatives. The only child syndrome, that was me, because I never went without anything. So, I mean, I kind of grew up that way as well. And seeing as though I don't have siblings or anything like that, I always, and still to this day, always make my close knit people family. I mean, that's just who you are to me. If we get on that level where we're doing this, doing that, da 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 da, then hey, we cousins. So I've always had that. But when I was going through a really hard time, this friend helped me come up and gave me $1,000. She said, "Don't even worry about this. You get yourself together, do what you need to do, and you know, if I'm not looking for anything back, but if you want to, fine. If you don't want to, fine. Either way, I'm giving this to you, so I'm not expecting it in return."
Mhm.
you know. And I was just like, "Eh, oh no, because I can't take this kind of money." And she was like, "Yeah, but the thing about it is that we hadn't even known each other that long. We had only known each other about 6 months.
Oh,
We
wow.
met at church.
That was
She
fast.
gave me $1,000. Got
Oh,
myself back up on my feet. Got everything turned
God is
around.
good.
Yes,
Yeah.
everything turned around, and I have been forever grateful for her ever since, for just being a part of my life. We lost touch there for a little while, and we got back in touch with each other. This same person, when I was going through my breakup, offered me to stay with her and her family. And that's how I got things back on track for myself, was because of the fact that I didn't have to worry about which way I was going to go, because I had to move. I had to move. That was just it. That was the bottom line. That was happening. I didn't really care if I packed all my stuff up and stayed in the storage unit. At this point, that's how I felt. But she was like, you know what? We'll put all this stuff in storage, and you just come to bring what you need, and you come stay with me. I stayed with her like a year and 2 months, because I actually had wanted to be out in a year, but I stayed with her a year and 2 months, moved into the place I'm in now. But the thing about it is that when you have someone in your life, because a lot of times people are in your life for a season or a reason.
Right, right,
So
Yep,
for
that's right,
me,
Rhonda.
she is the reason,
right.
because I can
Yep.
tell you, she can pick up the phone and say, hey, can you do
Amen.
such and such? Sure. I can pick up the phone. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Sure. We don't ask too many questions when it comes to each other. But I tell you that she is the reason. She is the reason I sell on Poshmark. She's the reason I'm a reseller. And she just told me the other day, she was like, I am so proud of you. She said, you have taken that and you have done so many other things with that. You have created platforms. You've done all these things.
Yes,
She has been my hype person through this whole ordeal. And I thank her
God is
each and every,
good.
yes, I thank her each and every day, from that years ago until what, almost 2 years ago, when I was living with her, because it was around August when I actually moved in with her, and I moved out the year later in what, September, October. So you know what,
Right.
I tell you, you just never know. That's someone that turned into my family. That's someone that,
Definitely.
yeah, I mean, because sometimes I truly believe that just because you were born or adopted into a family doesn't make them family, because sometimes
Right,
family
right.
will turn on you
Yes, they
quicker
will.
Yeah.
than someone who is a friend. And,
Isn't it wonderful? It's just
that,
wonderful that other people can see the potential in you
Right, right.
yes.
when you can't, and they hold that light for you until you're able to take it
Hmm.
again.
Hmm. And you
That's
know what? The
Oh,
best thing
Penny,
about,
that's beautiful, Penny.
yes, the best thing about that is, this is why I say you know when there's true friendship, because
Mhm.
they never asked me for one single thing. I would
Yeah.
offer, they would say no. So
Right.
the way I would get around that is I would say, hey, I'm buying dinner tonight, and I said, y'all just say where y'all want to eat. They would at least let me do that. But I didn't fall short. I helped out as much as I could around there. They didn't ask me to do a lot. But
Right.
I did what I could, because why, these people were opening their home to me. They didn't ask me for rent. They didn't ask me for anything except other than maybe watch the dogs if they went out of town. Well, I'm already here, so why wouldn't I? But I tell you that, that's someone who's not looking for anything but to be a blessing to someone.
Right.
And I can
yeah.
say it's not, I can tell you tons
Exactly.
of stories about them, because they are just those people. They will feed and clothe you. They will help you stay in your place. They will do anything for you if they
Mhm.
consider you a friend. So I tell you that, that's why I think it's so important to develop friendships. Not that because you just never know when you might need somebody.
Right, right.
And when that somebody might need you.
Need you.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Right.
Yep.
exactly. Exactly. And I cherish my friendships. I tell you, if you're, yeah, look, I,
Can I
I
just
just do.
say, this same woman, like they'll tell me things that I've done for them over the years. I don't remember any of it. But one thing that I do remember back in the day when the curls were out, She has conditions with her hair. So when I was doing, doing hair then, I used to give her a dry curl. I can't remember the name of it now, but I used to do her hair. And her husband was like, out of everybody that's ever done your hair, nobody has ever made your hair look like that. And because I can do some rods, honey. If I can't do nothing else, I can do chemicals and rods, right? And that's what both of them was, chemicals and rods, honey. I'm your rod girl. I can do some rods. But she always talked about, and then she had patches, and I made um, not so much a concoction, but again, I know what um, I know what products to use and what ingredients to use to help your hair grow. And her hair started growing back in, and so then when I was living down there, because that's when Jeremy was young and I was living there, and then when I moved back up to Maryland area, she was like, "My hair ain't never been right." It's never been right since you left. So every time I would go down there to visit, I would always take stuff to do her hair, But you never know. Again, just I always say if your hand is open to give, it's also open to receive. If you just concern yourself with giving, you're gonna get yours.
Amen.
Right, right.
And you're gonna
Amen.
get
That's
more
so
because you're
true.
gonna get things that you don't know that you need,
Right.
Mhm.
until it's
Well,
happened.
I totally agree with that because I've said this to other people before. You can't do things for people expecting a return.
Right.
That's
You
not
Right.
can't,
how it
Right.
because
works.
that means that you aren't giving that from your heart.
Mhm.
Nope.
If you're gonna, when you
That's
give
right.
something and do something for someone from your heart, you're doing it directly from your heart. You don't sit there and say, okay, I'm gonna do this, but have your hand held out the whole
Right.
time.
Mhm.
That's
Uh-uh.
meaningless and pointless. That's a meaningless and pointless gesture. But when
Right.
you are
It
sincere
is.
from your heart, you just never know where that's going to come back and be a blessing to you. Because
Right.
I'm in the receiving, non-blocking my blessings business.
Hey, there you go.
I
You
like
know,
There you
that.
go.
that's what
Yeah,
kind of
I
business
like
I'm in.
that.
And it took me a long time, y'all, but to get to the
That's a
point where
business to
I
be in.
understood that.
Right.
Because again, I was spoiled. I was this, I always had something, this, that. It was my way or the highway. Let's go here, let's go. I said what I said type chick. But it but it just I'm still a said what I said type chick. Let's not get it twisted. But I think that it took me time and going through what I went through to come back around to the point of being grateful. And once I understood that and developed my intention to continue to be grateful, then I think that things changed for me and the way that I thought and the way that I look at things because everybody's not on your level. So we greet people where they are.
Hmm.
But Keisha's making a point is that when you do something for someone, you can't turn around and say, well, you remember I did such and such for you.
Right.
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 Right. Right. That's
Oh,
Right.
right.
it sure can't.
You
You
can't
sure
do
can't
that
do that.
because
You
what?
know,
That's a blocking your blessing because that
yes,
means
it
that you
Right.
is.
didn't
Yeah.
do that from your heart.
And
Right.
people
Right.
don't
Ooh,
realize they
child.
don't take that at the heart either, Rhonda, because they don't realize that when their season is up on them and things start happening, whether it's good or bad, then you need to reflect back and say, what did I do? Because this is your
Yes.
season. What did you do?
Right.
Did you plant seeds? Were you blessing other people? Because now it's your turn for you to receive the blessing. Or were you just giving and you wanted it back and you did it all and not being naive about it so you can go tell somebody, oh, I had to help this person or I had to help that person. They don't know how to just give and walk away and say,
Right.
you know what, I was able to do that for that person. I was
Mm-hmm.
able to do
Mm-hmm.
it. And I feel like, a lot of times when I'm in my season of blessings, I say, oh my God, I can't believe this is really happening to me. Things are coming from all directions. I I don't worry anymore like I used to. I don't worry. I just wake up and say, thank you, God, for letting me see another day. And that day could be the biggest blessing of all, could be the biggest blessing.
Hmm.
So most people need to understand that. You know, even family. Family is the worst. Family can be your enemy.
Especially family.
When it comes to
Yeah,
money.
family can be a booger bear.
That
Let me
could be
just
a
say.
buzzkill.
But I
And you
tell
always
you that
take
I'm
family.
glad. Yeah, I'm just glad that my
Yeah.
family in California can take care of themselves. They're doing just fine out there, and that's beautiful. My
Yeah.
the few cousins I have here in town, they're doing great. They're amazing, whatever. But I tell you that it's just so different with family, and it's a shame to just say that I love them all from a distance. I feel like they love me from a distance, but it's not always them that you can go to
Right.
Right.
and say things. So, that's why I feel like not well, blessings up too, but friendship is so vitally
It
important.
is
Not
important.
only can you just pick up the phone and call someone and say, hey, blase, blase, blase. Friends will listen. Sometimes all we need is an ear. We don't need anybody to fix anything. We just need you to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right.
Oh yeah,
You
and
know.
that's key too, because sometimes
Mhm,
people need to understand that people just want to be able to vent. Sometimes that is so
Mm-hmm.
Right.
true.
That's
mhm.
right.
That's true. That's true. Y'all, I have enjoyed this. It's just so amazing. Just so all these stories. But we just can't end on this note. We just gotta liven it up just a tad bit.
Now we need some
Yeah.
Because we
rest.
probably but look, now we need something ratchet to come along. But
Okay.
Ratchet,
and
where are
here
you?
we
Where
go.
are you?
Yes, ratchet. Oh, look at Penny.
Penny, look,
Da, da, da,
what's that for, Penny?
da, da, da.
Okay.
Woo!
Hello, reseller
Oh, we
Wendy.
needed the
Hello,
pose,
hello.
huh?
Thanks for
Yeah.
joining. Everybody say
Hmm.
hi to reseller Wendy.
Hi, reseller Wendy.
Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
But look, y'all. Let me just say this. Y'all know how most of y'all know how hectic. Well, most all of y'all know how hectic my week was. From no post office pickups to while I'm printing labels, the ink just says nothing. I went
Feeling.
days. Amazon canceled my ink
The ink
order.
be like, are you trying to print? No,
Oh,
not today.
yeah, you was trying to
Are
print
you busy
something.
printing?
You're not gonna print nothing today
No
or the
prints for
next
you.
Yeah.
day because Amazon canceled your order.
Okay.
And to my mail to the blessed event when my mailman came back. Y'all, I was so happy when my mailman returned. I was like, please don't leave me again. They treated me so bad. And I'm telling because I could not get a pickup to save my life.
Wow.
And it was just crazy,
So
crazy, crazy, crazy. So I'm like, now he was up. I was like, how are you gone for a whole month almost and then take 2 days off? But lucky
Because
for
he got
me,
time. He got time that he got to use
I
before
just
the end of
warned.
the
Look,
year.
I just
so
warned him
Rhonda, the
yesterday.
next
When he
time
go
that
on
happens,
vacation, I'm going on vacation
I was gonna say
because
next time that happens again.
I can't deal. But he did tell me he was going to be off for 2 days, and someone else, the sub was supposed to come, but the sub didn't show up. This other guy did, and like I say, it was the same guy. I had to yell across the off my balcony, "Hey!" I know everybody probably like, what is wrong with her? He stopped, but it's a one way, so he couldn't stop and park. He had to come all the way back around. I was like, y'all, what's going on? So today I went down there because I had to have one of my good friends print me labels and bring them to me. Luckily, I caught him. He didn't even have a order to pick up anything for me because why? Because the post office didn't give it to him. Okay, so thank God for him because he came upstairs. He picked up my packages. I was like, Lord, what am I gonna do? I need this ink. I need Amazon not to be playing with me because I still have labels that I from orders today. That I said I'm not shipping till Friday. Marcus will be back. Oh, please let him be back. Hopefully, I'll have ink by then. And it's just a madhouse, y'all. I just can't. I can't. Mm-mm.
Hmm.
It's
Well,
just y'all just.
I I have an HP printer, and they send my ink every time my ink gets really, really low. So they'll send it a month prior. But it wasn't the ink that was my problem. It was my printer kept, saying malfunction. I had to keep turning it off, turning it back on. And I said, oh, not in the middle of trying to print all these labels. What is going on? So finally, I just decided to walk away from it and ignore the whole printer thing, right? So I woke up the next morning saying, you know what? Today this printer is gonna work for me. You better work for me. But what it was that because it's an HP printer, they had to fix it with the software on their end, and the printer started printing for me. Because I said I don't want to go to Home Depot or Office Depot or somewhere just to print out my labels. I need to get these labels done, and I need it done now. So
Yeah.
yeah, whenever your printer start acting up with you, maybe it's the software and the firmware needs to be updated. But what I also wanted to tell you about the postman is that this was the month that all of the seasonal postmen they were retiring this month. So a lot of them had 30 and 40 years in. Yeah. So they got a lot of new guys who really didn't know their routes or whatever. And so the best thing to do is to go online the day before and let them know you need them to pick up at your door, and they'll come knock on your door and pick your packages up. That you hold
Girl.
them responsible.
Not always.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me just say
It
this,
depends on
Theresa.
the
I
route, because
I just said that yes, I call and schedule my pickups all the time. So while my main guy was on vacation, I got nothing. I got it one time.
Wow.
After that, that was it. And I mean, not calling, I was online making it up, doing this, that, and the other, doing what I usually do, no pickups. I had to have people, someone come take me to the post office to drop packages
Did
off.
you make your complaint? Because I know Garland Post Office. So did
Girl,
you make your complaint
did
with the
she?
postmaster? Because you know what, make your complaint with the postmaster at that center in Garland, and they will make sure that they remember Rhonda needs to have her packages picked up. Trust me, they'll do that. Yes.
okay, ma'am, look. I know that you know me well enough to know I called and I tried to be nice and I was. I called again and I was just like furious. My postman yesterday told me my manager said you called. Why did he tell you I called when he didn't do anything about the call, but lie
Mm-hmm.
to me and tell me,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh yes, I understand. I understand. Well, I'll make sure this gets out to a
Mm-hmm.
carrier in the morning."
Mm-hmm.
And
You
when I
see?
saw my guy yesterday, he said, "Oh, I got something for pickup." I said, "I don't even have that stuff packaged because I knew nobody was gonna pick it up today."
You see?
And he
Yeah.
was like, I have it. And I was like, well, I don't know what happened to everybody else, but it did no good. That's my point. It did no good to even call and say, this is what's going on. I mean, I just don't understand. I mean, well, you know what? It's whatever. I read the post office is going to hire over 1,000 something people here shortly.
Yeah.
And
Alexa,
they're,
play lies.
no, I read
That's
it
why
for real. See,
that's why in
no,
January
I
they're gonna
read it.
raise.
See, he didn't
Yeah.
tell me that. I read it. But I was just
No,
like
I'm
today.
saying they're lying, honey. I know you're not lying. They lying.
Oh, oh yeah.
Okay, because then you
No,
got to
I'm
go through the training and this
right.
and that. Oh,
And that's what
Yeah, they
but that's
already
what
said that they're going to be slowing down in October. That you probably won't get the shipping times that you're expecting. There's been
mhm.
hmm
notices about
Yep.
So
that.
they're
You're
gonna
So
not getting
And
them
I'm
this
now.
Christmas
I
going to
am
be rough
literally
again.
down the street from a postal depot. All the mail in
Right.
all the 6 boroughs that I'm around all comes from right here, a half a block away from me, and I can't get them to pick up a package. Okay, I'm on a route that nobody wants. It's the training route. It's the I only got to work here 2 more months till I retire route. The postmaster that I used to talk to that knew me, that knew my number, he retired. It's
Mm.
like I'm starting all over again, and I don't have the energy to do it.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
they
mean,
know
I
I
don't blame
jump
you,
in my
girl.
car and I go down there and I track them down. But where I used to live at, I have the number for that postal carrier. So if I can't get it picked up, I just call her and then I just drive over to where she's at, and she She happily takes my packages. I love
My postal,
Lisa.
I can truly say my postal, well, the guy before him, he was really good. He would always just knock on my door if I didn't put a note on the
Hmm.
on the box and say, ask me if I had any packages. But he introduced me to my new carrier. So the guy that I have
Oh,
now,
that's
he's
nice.
really good. He's really good. He always asks me, do I have anything? He'll come knock on the door if there's no note on the door on my box for
Hmm.
me to pick up my packages. And I told him, I says, you know what, Christmas is waiting for you because I like to give my post guys, something good for Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do
Oh,
too.
I'm
Because he,
That's
definitely
a good
hooking.
thing to
yeah,
do.
Yeah, I'm
that's what
That's a
definitely
good
I'm
thing
hooking
to
doing
Marcus
do.
too.
up.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
I tell you, between Marcus and the other guy, his sub, Aaron, they actually do go above and beyond for me. They'll bring packages up to me, my mail and stuff when they're coming to pick up, and all of that, all of that. And I tell you, trust me, I appreciate my mail guy
yeah.
Hmm.
because, and you want to build a rapport with your person that's
You
coming in
do.
Yeah.
to pick up your packages. So I'm
As a
just
matter of
like,
fact,
look,
my old
dude.
postal guy, he came by to visit us a couple months ago. Came, because he's on another route. So he came by, he knocked on the
Hmm.
door. I was like, what are you doing over here? He goes, I miss my customers over here. And I was like, oh, he says, so I wanted to come by and just pay you guys a visit, to see how things were going. I was like, oh, that was so sweet of you. Because, most of the time they don't visit you when they're done with that route. They go somewhere else or they just forget about
Yeah.
you. But that was really sweet of him to come by and say that he wanted to come by and just say hello and how things were going. If I like my new post guy, and I told him, yeah, he's really good. So I appreciate that when you can
And
have people to
that,
remember
yeah,
you.
and that is so crazy you said that is because when I was selling jewelry, the mail lady, she was afraid of our dog. And I was just like, you have got to be kidding.
Uh-uh.
She ended up giving us the phone number, and and we exchanged numbers so she could call ahead and say there's packages, and all of that, so we could put the dog up, or so we started following each other on IG. We still follow each other to this day, and that's been some years ago now. I mean, at least over 7 years. And we
Wow.
still follow
Yeah.
each other today on Instagram and comment on each other's stuff. But it's just all because of the rapport that you build with people, and that goes a long
Those
way.
relationships are important.
They
Yeah.
are important. Well, Wendy says, clerk here. Some supervisors print out package pickups with the redeliveries first thing in the morning. Sometimes at 5 or 6, you should do it the night before. I do it the night before. That's the thing. I
Right.
do.
Yeah,
If
you
I'm,
can
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
schedule the night before
you
for the
can
next
only,
day. You can't
Yeah, you
schedule
can.
same day.
yeah, you can
You
only
sure can't. You can't do
You
same
can't
day.
schedule.
Yeah.
You can't do
Yeah.
same day.
Yeah.
So
You can
I
do it
have
the
to
night
schedule
before.
it the night before.
Yeah.
And I always felt like they didn't print it out, of course, until that morning
Hmm.
when they get there and they see, all the little emails or whatever, however form it comes in. But like I say, when it's my two regular guys, I have no problem in the world getting my packages picked up. It's when they're both MIA,
Yeah.
and then that's when the problem
You have a
comes in.
plug in. Yeah. Yeah.
I just can't. I just can't, darlings. I just can't. But I just
Resell the
hopefully,
problems.
I- you know, I'm just over it. Reseller problems. But you know what? It's okay. I mean, I don't think that not all things run smoothly all the time. So
Right.
I guess it's just the
Yeah, most of the time they do, but boy,
yeah.
when they
When
don't,
they don't, yeah. When they don't, it could be it
They
could be
don't do.
it could be a
Oh,
situation.
spicy.
You,
it's a
you know,
situation.
Terry,
It's a
you mentioned
situation.
that Terry, you mentioned that the post office was not going to be delivering mail as usual. So I wonder how they're going to handle their guarantee mail, the priority
Oh, they're
Hmm.
mail.
gonna
I don't know.
I
deliver
They
think
that.
said
that's
they
They're
said
gonna
good.
that.
deliver that
I think.
because
I
you're
I think
think
paying
they're
extra.
saying that
Those
it's.
extra services are gonna get delivered.
Because they
Ooh.
get penalized for that when they don't when it's not on time.
Well, I
Oh.
think they're saying that
It's
the time
thundering here.
they're reporting that the times won't be as they normally would. Is what I was
Okay,
hearing.
that
So
okay, that kind
like
of
that's
explains
what they're
it. Like
saying.
if I Like
Yeah.
if I have something going to Tennessee, I need to be at the post office before 12 o'clock because they have a 12 o'clock truck that leaves out going to Tennessee. So you got to know your times and your places where your
Mhm.
things are going
Yeah.
to know when you need to be there. Now, like if I have something shipped to Houston, I know I have up until 3 o'clock that day to get my package to the post office, and it'll be in Houston by tonight, and it'll be ready to go out and deliver by tomorrow. So yeah, you're right. It's the timeline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Hmm.
time. Yeah, they said the timeline is going to definitely change. I don't know why October is that's going to happen. It might be about what you were saying before. I think it was Theresa about people retiring. Maybe a lot of people are
Yes.
Hmm.
retiring, and they're
So we
trying
already
to
know
change,
the
train
holiday shift
people.
this year is going to be horrible.
Yeah,
Right.
It
Holidays
is.
gonna
yeah,
be
It
great.
exactly,
is.
Right. You got a lot of newbies. You're gonna
exactly.
have a lot of missing packages,
Yeah,
and
you're
then
gonna
on
have a lot of
January the
new
first,
people.
your rate is going to increase.
Yep,
Well, you
that's
know
Hmm.
what?
right.
Trust me,
Yesterday, my
the
guy.
people who know about priority mail not, reaching them within 2 to 3 days, they know that they can get their monies back because it's guaranteed that it gets there within 2 to 3 days of that, uh, when you print your shipping label out. So and they
Hmm.
take advantage of that
Well,
refund.
yesterday, and you're right about that. It's gonna be a mess. But yesterday, my guy had to stay down there an hour because he told me he had to go through all of the mailboxes because in his absence, all the mail was jacked up.
Oh
I
Uh,
wow.
said, "Well, I believe that."
Oh wow.
And so he stayed down there an hour going through each mailbox trying to sort everyone's mail out. And I was
Well,
like,
he
"Well,"
shouldn't have to do that.
I said, "Well, here's my package.
You
Here's
know,
my package."
within the
makes your mind
last
get there.
uh within this well this year too. This year I had like two missing packages. So I don't know what's going on with the packages. I don't know if my label is falling off. I don't know if they're delivering to the wrong address. I don't have a clue, and I don't even really care because it's insured, so it's covered. But with that happening, it's costing the post office. It's costing us because they raised the fee up on us. We get charged.
Mm,
We get
mhm,
charged every
mhm,
year when they raise, even if it's a penny, they're making a million. Okay, from a million people, what 10 million people is going to make $1 million. So we're going to pay the
mhm.
cost for it. But whatever's going on, they need to really kind of get a handle on it. But I did notice that on Poshmark we have a tracking system now, so we can actually track our packages,
Mhm. Mhm.
find out
Yeah,
where
we
it's at,
can.
when the last time it reached the destination, did it get into the post office? We can find that out because
Well,
I
you
used
said
to
that.
just
That made me
expect to just
remember to
leave
check
it.
on something.
Yeah, they always say, "Oh, your package is already prepaid. Just leave it at the end of the counter." Well, I don't want to do that because somebody can come through and just snatch it and walk out the post office. There's too many people in there.
Girl, let me tell you, someone ordered a top for me. So at this point, I was shipping the next day, and to this day, I don't know where that shirt ended up. She never received it. I never got it back. I don't know what happened to it. It's out in the universe somewhere. But whoever got it, okay, enjoy. But of course, Poshmark paid me and paid her. But it's just the fact that it was missing in action. And I'm like, how does that happen when I
Yeah,
gave it to the guy? Now, this I do know. It was not my regular guy that I gave it to. It was another guy that came to pick up that day, way back. This been months ago. But it's just the strangest thing. I have never had a package go missing anytime my regular guys come. But this guy don't know where that package ended up.
listen. Did you see the news last year before during
I'm like, he
Christmas
might have been having a bad day and hoarding everybody's
and dumped
packages.
the packages over in the lake?
Yes, I remember that. I remember that.
Wow.
So
Yes.
I just think it's crazy. Well, I am going to go ahead and Penny, tell everyone what you have going on because I have been enjoying your 10 at 10.
10 at 10, 10 in 10
10
on
in 10.
Tuesdays, 10 in
Okay.
10 at 10 Pacific time on Tuesdays. And so, yeah, actually, hang on, let me grab one of these. Um, I have come into a whole bunch of vintage hats And I will have those up on Tuesday.
Okay.
Oh, now if that was
Okay.
a different color,
I know. I
hmm.
like this one, but anyway, I have about 30 of these vintage hats, and so I'm going to have those up on Tuesday. Just fun. It's going to take me all weekend just to research them because I don't know a whole lot about vintage hats, but I think it'll be fun. So
Oh,
join
that will
me.
be fun. That will
Yeah.
be fun. Well, I do
I have
let.
some as well
Do you?
in the room.
Oh,
Some
okay.
a couple of high-end designer ones too. I don't know why I'm so good.
Wow.
Well, I will.
I
Teresa,
have.
you have
y-
anything special
Yes, I
going on?
do. I do.
Oh, okay. Come on.
I am scheduled to do a Posh and List party on September the 25th, and I will be on Zoom, and it will be at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. And Carolyn 5120 will be my co-host. So this will be my first time doing a Posh and List party with Poshmark. So I would like for you
Fun.
ladies to come and support me if you can, if you have time, if your schedule permits
That's
you to
on a
do so.
Saturday, right?
This is on a Saturday. Yes, Saturday
Okay.
afternoon at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. So
Okay.
I am
What
planning.
Saturday is this?
The
The
It's
26th?
on the
25th.
25th of September
25th.
in the next 3 weeks. So on the
Okay,
25th.
sounds good.
So I'm kind of nervous in a way and kind of excited too because I've never done it before, and this is my first time. I kind of wanted to do something and kind of start putting myself out there, being with the video. So y'all kind of,
Yeah, it's a good day to
Yes, I'm
do it.
happy for
Carolyn's done a lot
you.
of them.
Fun.
So make sure that we know the
Yeah,
dates again. Now, what's the date again?
the
yeah.
date is the 25th of September. I
The
will tag you
25th.
all in the post. It's on my closet, but I'm gonna do it on Instagram as well. I was waiting for
Yes.
Poshmark to go ahead and give me the okay to go ahead and do it, and I got the okay day before yesterday. So now I can go out and just start marketing it and letting everybody know that it's on the 25th of September at 2 o'clock Standard Central Time, and I need to put
Nice.
everybody else's time on here so you know what time to be there. But this will be my first one. I've been kind of planning things to do, and I think we're gonna have some fun.
Oh, I'm
Because
looking
I always have
forward
fun.
to it.
Yay.
Well, I
Yay,
know you
Teresa,
are gonna
stepping
have
out of
some
your comfort
fun.
zone.
I am.
Comfort
I
zone.
am.
Yep.
It's
I
you know.
love it. I love it. And see what you
It's
So
got.
you
been a
don't have
moment.
nothing going on right now.
Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
There's always going on. I am actually I just started will be starting a new job, a real job, um next Tuesday. So until I know what that schedule, because I'm starting training, so until I know what that schedule is, because I was supposed to be picking up Fast 15 again, but it's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm not gonna be.
Mm.
Excuse me, supervisor, can I have off for the next hour and a half because I've got a talk show that I've got. No, okay, all right. So I have to see what that is. So I'm just now thinking I will relaunch everything in October. So
Oh.
might as well. So rather than waiting to see what this that. So other than that, I am at a TikTok near you. I'm trying to build my TikTok account up because I want to
That
go
TikTok
live
near
with the
you.
girls. Yeah, TikTok near you.
Yeah, to know you.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and
That's right.
I've
Teresa, are
been
you on
having
TikTok?
fun on the TikTok. Oh, I'm
Teresa,
liking TikTok better now than Instagram because it's like it's quick. That's what it is. It's quick.
it's quick. It is. It
You
is. Are
know.
you on TikTok, Teresa?
Yes, I am. I'm on TikTok. I
Okay.
am
Well, we
under
need to
yes.
know how to
You have
follow
to get
you.
in the engagement group. Yeah.
Yes, I'm on
Yeah.
TikTok. I haven't done a live TikTok. Okay, so this is me stepping out of my comfort zone, and I see you ladies on there just killing it. Okay, but one day I'm gonna fall in line. I'm gonna get on there and I'm gonna do it.
Well,
I'm gonna do
join
a
our
live.
chat, and so we can start supporting you and whatever you put on your
Okay.
content. Penny, are you on TikTok?
I'm not on TikTok. It's kind of like, oh my God, can I do one more thing? I'm not.
Yes. Yes.
Honey, I felt the same way, but honestly, it's so much easier
Oh, really?
than to me. It's so much easier than Instagram because again, it's
Oh, wow.
fast.
Yeah.
It's fast, and I have to in the group last night. I found this guy that literally has videos on everything. You know, everything that we're trying to figure out how to do. He's got little tutorials, and I was like, oh my God. And it just makes he makes it so easy to understand,
Yeah.
you know, as opposed
I
to, you
follow
know,
him.
you already know who I'm talking about.
Because
Country guy.
Well, can
yesterday,
can y'all put
This
him in a group?
this guy is real country
oh
because
no, I follow a different
I
guy.
I forget what it was that he said, but what he was talking about was something totally different, and I didn't realize because I was listening to the accent, and I was like, okay, but he sounds real country, but he's from Chicago.
But this guy, yesterday I was watching him and he said, oh, so you want to know how to put a picture in the hand? Okay, I got you. He said
Yeah,
multiple times. So he showed how to do it. He blah, 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 he showed the whole thing. And when I first got on there, he showed all these little snippets of how to do everything that's trending on TikTok.
yeah, yeah. So
Terry, what you
it's
Well,
got going on?
I'm enjoying.
can y'all add that to the TikTok group?
Uh huh.
Because I
Uh
need
Yeah.
huh.
I need those tips.
I got to go
Okay,
back
so
in and
y'all
find
Yeah.
them.
add. Okay, so
I
y'all
But
have a
saved his
TikTok group.
video, so I'll add it. I'll save his
Oh,
video
y'all
on the
have a
hand
group on
thing.
TikTok.
Yeah, we have a
Okay,
chat. So I
okay,
said I would
good.
add you.
Oh, I
I'll
got low
add you.
battery. I need to get my charger, so y'all keep talking. I'll be right back.
Okay. But Terry, what do you have going on, darling?
It sure do. We got a 11 list in a few minutes
You do have
at
that.
7 p.m. Yeah, at Clubhouse, and then we have the share and sip tomorrow. And y'all know we have the party, the pre-Posh Fest party. It's going on October the 7th.
Yay.
So
is that
definitely
the
make sure
list?
to come to that.
Is that the one that you sent me the link for, Rhonda?
What?
The Posh Fest party?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I
All
I
right.
think I sent you both of them for List Perfectly and the one that Terry is doing.
I only paid for one of them,
Right.
so I think the one
Terry,
Terry. I paid for yours.
can you send me
Yeah, Terry
Okay.
and Deneen.
Are you the one with
Yep,
Yeah.
Deneen?
that's it.
Okay, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
get my ticket
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
I got my
Yeah,
ticket.
yeah, definitely get your tickets. It'll be a great thing to do. And it's good to go if you go to events if y'all want to. But doing that, and I am probably gonna be starting my YouTube again back in October because I'm hoping I feel a lot better. I'm
Mm-hmm.
closing out my podcast, and I'll be restarting that as well. So, I mean, for season two, that's actually what I meant. But anyway, that's pretty much it. And thank you so much for letting me mention what I got going on.
Well, sure, anytime, because we need to know. I have questions and I need answers. So I
Very
appreciate I appreciate you all for showing up today and joining for Hump Day Happy Hour. I just want to go with Wendy's question real quick, which is maybe your carrier just knew to pick up every day. Well, um, my original carrier, all or mail person, whatever, he knows he gets the request every time he works. If I ship out 3 times a week, he gets those requests and he shows up at my door 3 times of that week. No matter when I ship, if I ship all week long, he'll show up. It's those people who
It's
uh
the fill-ins.
yeah, it's the fill-ins. It's just crazy that
Them
it's like
fill-ins don't care.
they don't. And the guy that picked up for me today, he was off today, but they called him in to take my guy's spot. And he told me that very thing. He said they don't do anything. He said they're
Mm-mm.
just so lazy, they don't want to do anything. He said, had I got it, I would have come to you and picked it up. He said, but I didn't get anything. And I said, I could show you. He said, I believe you. You don't have to show me anything. He said, I believe you said that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, it's just
Wendy,
insane."
what's the CCA?
Oh, is that the No, that's not contract label. Wendy, what's a CCA?
And I'm like, they're closet clear out? Oh, no, that's something different.
Not a closet clear out. But
Oh.
you know,
Oh, city carrier assistants, the newbies who do grunt work and work all the time. Work all the time.
oh,
Okay.
okay. Well, look, I learned something new today. A CCA. Now I'll be throwing that around like I've known it
Are you
forever.
a CCA?
Are you a CCA?
Are you my regular carrier or are you a CCA?
I haven't had a regular carrier for 3 years. It's
Yeah,
always
me
been
either. They only
someone
last.
new.
They last. Like I said, mine are. This is a training route.
Mhm.
They come over here when they're first starting, and we're a private community, and like there's apartments all the way down till they get to us. They all have cluster boxes. No one likes to work back here because we're all door mailboxes, but and they've tried to force to get cluster boxes, but the homeowners association, they're not having it. They're like, no, we're not walking to nowhere to go pick up our mail. But so when I get a new person, I always introduce myself. They come back a second day or a third day, I give them a Starbucks card. I'll be like, please, 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 Mr. Postman. And then we're BFFs for like the next 6 to 8 weeks, and then somebody else comes. It's like, yeah, that's how it is.
Mr.
Postman, wait a
Postman,
minute,
can
Mr.
you pick up my
Postman.
Oh my God.
mail? I was doing it.
Oh,
Mr.
well,
Postman,
that is
can
a
you
wonderful way
pick
to
up
end the
my
show
mail?
with the
That's
Mr.
telephone
Postman,
man.
Mr.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Telephone Man. Well, I will say this that things will get better all the way around. I'm just going to have faith, and hopefully Marcus will be on duty and not on vacation for another month or so. Because if so, I'm shutting down my
Right.
closet.
Bake
You'll put it
man some
on
cookies.
vacation.
But
You
Rhonda,
put it on
since you have an
vacation.
elevator, can't you go downstairs and put a note on your box? Do you think that'll do any good? Oh
Girl,
Lord, child, never mind, not the face.
I'm gonna say this to that. I put a package in the box one time, and when I went down later, my package
still
was
there?
still in the box,
It's
along
still
with my
there.
mail was on top of the package that I left for pickup.
Oh
But
Oh
you
no.
got
yeah,
to
they
put a
won't do
note,
that. That is
in
true.
colors,
Yeah.
and then
Oh
it's
man.
it's crazy. I mean, it is. It's crazy because I had again a CCA come, and I have a note. I have a big neon orange note. I watched this woman read the note because I was in my car. She didn't know it, I watched this woman read the note, look at the mail, and then turn around and try to walk away. And I stopped.
Oh,
And she was like, well, I'm going to come back. I said, ma'am, I said, no, you're not. I said, you have no intention of coming back to pick up letters. No, you're
And
not.
what was that to say, really? Once you got caught to say, oh, I was coming back. Now you make yourself look silly, super silly.
Right,
Okay.
right.
And then she was like, well, I don't know if it's going to fit in my bag. I said, ma'am, my regular carrier puts a 12-12-8 in that bag every other day.
She
And
was
she's
probably
like,
like, oh, she
okay.
know what she's talking about, a 12.
I know
So
my
you they don't
boxes.
want to
I
go.
know my boxes.
They don't want to take the
Okay, don't
extra
play with
mile.
me.
Yeah.
Take this box because I can't go to my
Yeah.
post office unless I can't do drop offs because I can't carry the packages and then walk with this cane,
mhm.
And then the handicap
She said, don't
parking.
play with me now.
Yeah, my handicap parking is like 5 miles from the darn front door. I'm like, yo, it's crazy. It's
Mm,
See,
mm,
crazy
you can
what
mm.
you
go
got
when
to
you
go
go in.
through.
When you say you have a cane, you on the cane. You okay? You can go inside the post office and ask for assistance, and then they'll have somebody from the back to come out
You
and
got
get
to
you
walk
out.
5 miles to get to the counter to get that.
Okay.
Okay, look, let me tell you, I live in Littletown, South Jersey. Okay, the only time I ever go into the post office is if I have something that can fit under my arm, which is very seldom. If I've got packages, I call my last carrier from where I used to, because I used to live the next township over. So I'll call her. She'll throw me an address to where she's at, and I just drive and meet her
Oh
because I
wow.
can't be bothered. And she's always happy. I got her Venmo. I send her money through Venmo. I give her cards. She has given me exceptional service for the last 3 years.
Wow, that's
Love,
great.
love my Lisa. Love my Lisa. You know, and if she's not in, she always apologizes for not being in. I'm like,
Maybe we should
girl,
Oh,
make it a
wow.
service package pickup. Somebody
yeah,
needs to pick
but
her.
she's not,
Package
she's
pickup.
not, yeah, she's not in my area anymore. But I'll drive the, you just tell me where you at. When I have packages that I know are over the limit, I go to her. I'll be like, where you at? And then I
You should
go,
see me
because
going into.
she'll scan it. You go into the post office, they be like, ma'am, this package is 5.1 ounce. You need to add money.
Oh,
That is so
wow.
crazy.
This is all too much. Well, thank you, ladies. I want to thank everyone in the comments for joining us today on Hump Day Happy Hour. Hope you continue to have a great evening. And we'll see you over here in a couple of weeks again for Hump Day Happy Hour.
It's
So,
been
Thank
fun.
yes,
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you.
Bye,
Rhonda.
ladies. I so enjoyed all of you all.
Bye,
To you
everybody.
all. Thank you so much. And I will
To
see you
Penny,
guys
yeah.
up. Well, I'll hear you guys hopefully over in Clubhouse in a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully I can hear y'all there. Bye,
Okay.
Yeah,
everybody.
Talk
because
to you
it's
All
storming
right.
soon.
over here.
What time is Clubhouse?
Okay. See,
I'll put it
take
on the chat.
care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Terry. Oh, she's gone.
Yeah.
What time is the Clubhouse?
What's at 7 o'clock?
At 7?
We're
Okay.
still live, ladies.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.